I don't really want to make this video, but I have to. What I'm going to talk about impacts both you and me, and while it may feel like we've been here before, like we've seen this before, this time it's different. So what the heck am I even talking about? Well, last week, President Trump announced a new round of tariffs. Now, before you click away, I know this can be tedious, but stay with me here because it's important and you need to understand what's coming. Now, just to be clear, we are in the last week of July 2026, and I need to say that because there have been multiple rounds of tariffs in the past. In fact, the last big round was put in place in April 2025 and then struck down by the Supreme Court in February of 2026. And since then, $85 billion worth of tariffs have been refunded back to the importers. And that's of an estimated $166 billion in total that was collected in tariffs during that time. So why does this matter? And why am I, a DIY YouTuber, talking about this? Well, I am interested in prices. I'm interested in the price of lumber and the price of cement and the price of sheetrock and of copper wire and of tools. And when the prices for those things go up, it impacts me because I can't do as much of the things that I want to do. So here's the thing though, last year, tons of people were predicting that prices were going to go up like crazy because of the tariffs. And while some prices did go up, the Armageddon that people had predicted never really materialized. Some estimates say that the tariffs impacted inflation by around 0.5% to 1%, even though the tariffs themselves were 10% at a minimum and much higher in many cases. So how do we explain that? Well, the purpose of tariffs generally is to increase the price of foreign goods in order to encourage domestic manufacturing. So some of that may be that we're producing more domestically than we're importing. And here's a graph from the Federal Reserve that actually shows an increase in domestic manufacturing. Now, to be clear, that increase is pretty modest. It's a little less than 1%. And while that may speak to some of the reason why the inflation wasn't impacted so much, it certainly doesn't account for all of it. And so to take us a little bit deeper, let's take a look at this graph of inflation since the year 2000. Now, let me point out a few things here. First is the Fed's target for inflation, which is around 2%. If inflation is above that amount, then they're going to take actions like increasing interest rates in order to get things under control. Back in 2009, we actually had deflation, which is negative inflation. And while that may sound like a good thing with prices going down and all, it's actually terrible for the economy, which is why they lowered interest rates at that time to the lowest rate ever. And that was done to encourage spending and investment and rescue the economy and get things closer to their target. In 2022, due to spending associated with COVID, inflation peaked, which is why we have higher interest rates to this day. If we look at the tail end of this graph, we can see that inflation is currently around 3.5%, which is higher than the Fed target. And it jumped just after the tariffs were removed. Now, to be clear, there could be some lag here from the tariffs, but the economy is complicated. It's more likely than not that the tariffs really didn't make that big of a difference. And the inflation that we're seeing now could just as easily come from increased prices related to the war in Iran or a million other economic factors. So here's the real question. Are these new tariffs going to be like the old tariffs, meaning that nothing really came of them? They're not going to really increase inflation by all that much? Or is it different this time? And what does that mean for the prices of things like lumber and cement and sheetrock and tools? Well, I do think that things are going to be different, and there's a lot of reasons why, and I'm going to tell you. But before we talk about what happens next, I want to tell you about this video's sponsor, Tecovas. So let me tell you about Tecovas. I love my Tecovas boots, and I wear them all the time. They're really just very, very comfortable, even right out of the box. And you can just tell that they're made from, premium quality leather. These things are going to last forever. I love my boots so much that I also got my wife a pair too, and she loves them as well. Now, I personally really like the square-toed boot, but they have just about every style that you can think of on their website. And better yet, if you live near a Tecovas store, you can go and check them all out in person, and I really suggest that you do that. Their staff is super friendly. You can see everything that they have to offer. And I've got to admit that I really love the smell of leather, and that's what this place smells like. Tecovas has been a fantastic partner for the channel. And again, I really, really love their boots. And so if you're in the market for a new pair of high quality Western boots, check out Tecovas. You'll be glad that you did. You can click on the link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen to get your new favorite pair of boots today. Now back to the video. Okay, so to answer the question about where our prices are going, where our prices of lumber and tools are headed, let me pull up that inflation graph again and let's take a closer look. So if you remember back in 2020, we were all told to stay in our homes, and then we were also sent stimulus checks. And so what did most Americans do? Well, we went shopping, and that increased demand for a bunch of different parts of the economy. And that led to increased inflation because people had more money and they were willing to spend more money in order to get what they wanted. The best example of that was lumber. Now, at the time, I was working on a project and I noticed that the hardware store was basically out of lumber. In fact, I even posted on my Instagram. It was crazy, and then lumber prices peaked. A single 2x4 cost $10, and a 4x8 sheet of plywood was nearly $50. It was crazy. Now, some of that increase was due to increased expenses and logistical challenges, or in other words, some of that was legitimate, but a lot of it was actually price gouging. Not just in lumber, but all across the economy. In fact, in the years since COVID, we've seen corporate profits reach record levels. They've spiked all across the board. And that is because companies raised their prices because people were willing to pay them. And because of that, they made more money, even though the economy may have been a little rough at the time. So when the tariffs hit last year, what happened was that a lot of companies absorbed a good amount of the tariffs instead of passing the cost along to their customers because their prices were already inflated and they could afford to do that. That's one of the major reasons why prices back then did not skyrocket. So what's different this time? Well, first of all, these tariffs are being done under a different authority, which has not been ruled on by the Supreme Court. Basically, the Trump administration is claiming that the countries that they're placing under these tariffs are not doing enough to combat slave labor. So it's kind of like a punishment. And he's allowed by law to do that. But it is pretty disingenuous. And who knows how the Supreme Court may rule. I've already heard that there are lawsuits being filed. But the whole process is going to take at least a year or so. And in the meantime, those tariffs are going to go into effect. That is, unless Trump changes his mind, which he did many times with the last round of tariffs. And that was actually another reason why the prices didn't blow up like people had predicted, is because it was uneven. Some tariffs were given a reprieve, others weren't. They changed values a lot. And so it just really wasn't predictable, and that made it hard to price things. So the question here is whether or not these new tariffs are going to stick. And on that point, your guess is as good as mine. But here is truly why things are different this time. The first is that buffer that was built up during COVID is eroding. I'm talking about the buffer in prices. Businesses were able to eat some of the tariff costs last year because they had increased prices during the COVID pandemic, but that can't last forever. And at some point, most of the costs of those tariffs are going to be passed on to US consumers. The next reason why it's going to be different this time is because other countries are losing patience with the US, and they are actively working to build customer bases and supply chains outside of the US. Canada in particular is working to reduce their dependence on the US, which means that they're going out to find new markets, find new customers for their products, which means that when we need to buy something from Canada, it's going to cost us more because there's going to be more competition. And that's just basic economics before any tariff is applied. And that's not just happening in Canada. I mean, the US is a huge market and they can't avoid us entirely, but they are looking to diversify in Mexico and other places like that as well, because they can't rely on the US for free trade anymore. The next reason is that the state of the world is different today. We have a war with Iran that is disrupting global supply chains and oil in particular. Oil prices have been kept low since the start of the war because countries are burning through their strategic oil reserves. But those reserves are running out. Added to that, oil infrastructure in the Middle East and Russia is being destroyed. And that's going to restrict supply for years. And that will lead to much higher prices. And the price of oil impacts the price of everything. So what am I saying here? Last year, we were more flexible and we were able to kind of bend with the times. This year, though, there are more strains on the economy. And I believe that the tariffs this time around are going to be felt more acutely. That means that when we import from overseas, it's going to cost more. And just as an example, we import 25% of the cement that we use from countries like Canada, Turkey, and Vietnam. We import 18% of all of our drywall from countries like Mexico, Canada, and Spain. We import 45% of our copper wire from countries like Canada, Mexico, and South Korea. We import 25% of our steel from countries like Canada, Brazil, and Mexico. We import 30% of our lumber, mostly from Canada, although we also import from other countries like Sweden and New Zealand and Vietnam. And most of our tools come from China, Taiwan, and Vietnam. The point is that we live in a global economy. We do need more domestic manufacturing, and hopefully we can build that up and we can add policies in the future that help facilitate that. But there are just some things that we're going to have to import, either because our labor costs are too high or we don't have the raw goods. There's no way to get around that in a global economy. So like I say, I think that this time is different. I think that if these tariffs stick, they're going to have a much bigger impact on the economy, and we're going to see inflation tick up more significantly because of it on almost everything. And that includes the things that I care about, like tools and lumber and the like. But I want to know what you think. Where do you think things are headed? Leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. I really love reading what you guys have to say, and there's a lot of really great discussions that take place in my comment section. So be sure to take a look at that. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.